Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL Inspirations for Your Life. It's so great to be with you tonight, which is Monday, February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, guys. First of all, if you have not gotten your special lady or gentleman or whatever gender you are, your special partner, something sweet, well, then you might be sleeping in the doghouse tomorrow night. Remember, it's not just about candy, it's about doing something sweet. So it doesn't have to be anything expensive. It could be making dinner, it could just be doing some special things that maybe he or she doesn't ask for that show that you care and love them. All right. You know how we roll. We start on a Saturday, we go all the way through the week and we finish up on a Friday, which is day 7. Great to be with you guys. There's a QR code at the top of the screen. What I'd like you to do is just take your phone, scan that QR code if you're new, touch the yellow ellipse, and you'll be greeted with a link tree with lots of great information to improve the quality of your life and so many other people that you care so much about. Want to welcome you back, those who have been with me for so long, friends, colleagues, and associates that have been with me time and time again and absorbing some of this great information. I do want to let you guys know that we are, per your request, going to be putting this on Amazon, and we have a whole series now that you can actually purchase. So if you want to get all the series together, we've got those coming out in just about a month or so. You'll start seeing like series 1 and some parts of series 2. So I think you guys will really find that pretty cool, because what we're going to do is we're going to take all the week and we're going to put that into like a chapter, if you will. So I think it'll be pretty cool um, thing. And if you are, watching us again on the replays, thank you to you, because I appreciate you for watching us 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 6 a.m., 10 p.m., or just any hour of day. Really appreciate you so very much. Let's get to the master topic, shall we, everyone? Here we go. How to structure a goal, series 2, show 7, episode 3. So how you read that is series 2 means we're in year 2, we're in show number 7, and we're in episode number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are. All right, so let's talk a little bit about goals, structure. Just like your teeth have structure, your bone have structure, your body has a structure, your life has a certain structure, whether you want to admit it or not. Everything has a structure. Even this piece of paper has a structure. And you might be saying to me, John, what kind of structure does paper have? If you had to ask you that question, what kind of structure does paper have? And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Um, Coated paper has a thin layer of materials such as calcium carbonate or a clay applied to one or both sides in order to create a surface more suitable for high resolution halftone screens. Uncoated papers are rarely suitable for screens of 150 dpi, and coated or uncoated papers may have their surfaces polished by calendaring. So, really, really cool. And yes, even paper has a structure. All right. So, what if you are aimlessly wandering around? You're like, hey, John, I don't know what structure I have. Does that get you lost? Maybe, maybe not. And so, what does structure mean to you? What does that mean to you? It means there's an order, in order to how something is put together. So, what is an order? When we say an order, a structure, if I had to ask you, what is a structure? Well, it basically is an assembly of either parts or elements or something that makes up another complex structure. So, when we think of maybe something like a swing set, let's just use that, 'cause a lot of people are familiar with swing sets. So what are the parts of let's say, of a swing set? Because I know everybody has definitely been on a swing before, right? So there are lots of parts to a swing. You have things like the quick link, you have the commercial belt swing seat, you have the galvanized iron pipe swing hanger, you have the galvanized shaft style swing hanger. And so all of that comprised together makes a more complex structure. You know what that is? A swing. Yeah, a swing. So when we take components that are simple and we put them together, we get more elaborate things. So, what are, let's say, the components of let's say, of a computer? All right. So, components: a motherboard, CPU, central processing unit, a GPU, graphic processing unit, also known as a video card, for those of you who are wondering, RAM, random access memory, SSD, solid state drive, or HDD, a hard disk drive. And so these components help make up your computer. Without any one of them, well, your computer would not function very well. So let's think of something else that has a structure. Okay, so what are the components of a stove? Let's think of a stove for a moment. So there are lots of components for your stove, okay? But let's talk of some of the basic ones. You got cooktop elements, right? They can a lot of times be taken apart. You got a control panel, you got knobs, you got buttons, you got drip bowls, you got an oven, right? And you've got oven racks, you got a warming drawer. Again, we have the knobs, you have gas burners, you could have electric heating elements instead of gas burners. So all of these comprise the parts that we need to assemble a more complex structure, which is a stove. Let's think about the pieces that are needed to build a car. Well, you have tires, right? Of course, you have an engine, you have a body, you have a fan belt, you have radiator, right? You have an air conditioner, heater. You have a trunk, right? You have a hood. You have windows. You have a gas tank. You have a muffler. And there are many others, right? But when we put all these pieces together, we get a more complex structure, which is a car or a truck or an SUV. So I want to ask you something right now. What are the components of an atom? Okay. The atom consists of a tiny nucleus surrounded by moving electrons. The nucleus contains protons, which have positive charges equal in magnitude to the electron's negative charge. Nucleus may also contain neutrons, which have virtually the same mass, but no charge. So the main components of an atom are protons, neutrons, and electrons. Two of the subatomic particles have electrical charges. Protons have a positive charge, while electrons have a negative charge. Okay? Neutrons have basically the same mass, okay, as the neutrons, but the nucleus and the neutrons, but they have no charge. They're neutral. So all those components make up, yes, an atom. How are you there, Diggs? Thanks so much for popping in. We're talking about structure in life. And so no matter what you do, whether it's gaming, whether it's cooking, whether it's playing sports, um, or whether you're in sales, or perhaps you're a fitness buff. Everything has a structure. And although we may not want to admit there's structure, nature has a structure. Did you know that? Nature has a structure. So people say to me, "Hey, John, what is the structure of nature?" Shells, trees, right? Um, Animals, vegetables, nests, beaver dams, termite hills, corals, wasps' nests, beehives, tunnels made of moles, mice, rabbits, birds, eggs, or tortoise shells, etc. So a structure is made in nature as a result of animals or natural forces. Okay. So let's talk about this. What is the structure of the ocean? That's a tough one. So there's three main layers of the ocean. The surface ocean, which is generally nice and warm, toasty. The deep ocean, which is colder. Okay. And it's a lot more dense than the surface ocean. And then there's the sea floor sediments. And so these are the parts that make up what we call the ocean. The shape of the ocean floor is a result of a process called plate tectonics. The outer rocky layer of the Earth included about a dozen large sections called tectonic plates that are arranged like spherical jigsaw puzzles, uh, floating on the top of the Earth's hot flowing mantle. So everything in life has a structure. You know, your own, um, let's say, cereal has a structure, right? How they put things in. If you've ever watched in an assembly line, or maybe you've seen on TV, and maybe you've watched Oreo cookies or M&Ms, there is a structure to making candy. Did you know that? There is a structure to M&Ms. What kind of structure is with an M&M? So, M&Ms are an interesting breed because they are milk chocolate, sugar, chocolate, skim milk, cocoa butter, lactose, milk fat, soy, lecithin, salt, artificial flavors, of course, sugar, cornstarch, and less than 1% corn syrup, dextrin, some coloring. Um, there includes blue 1 lake, red 40 lake, yellow 6, yellow 5, and a red 40, blue 1, blue 2 lake, a yellow 6 lake, yellow 5 lake, and blue 2 gum and Asia. So that is the set of components. Now there are two main ingredients of M&Ms, and there's sugar and milk. Sugar is C12H22O11. Milk is MgL2. And the chemistry role, there's a technical term for sugar, and it's sucrose, which contains fructose and glucose. And sugar can be obtained from a natural source. But people always say to me, John, why is it that M&Ms melt in your mouth and not in your hand? Well, it's simple. There's no moisture in here. A lot of times your hands are dry. And so when you put them in, that's why if you ever put M&Ms in your mouth and take them out, well, they're going to melt in your hand because you've gotten them wet and you got that shell wet. And so that can happen if you're sweating, etc. But everything in life, my friends and colleagues, is about a structure. Everything. I will tell you that if you can't find a structure in something, that doesn't mean there isn't a structure. Some structures, ladies and gentlemen, are so vastly complex. So, what is the structure, ladies and gentlemen, of a star? Wow. A star is a sequence which consists of a core radiative and convective zones of photosphere, a chromosphere, and a corona. The core is where all the nuclear fusion takes place to power a star. That's pretty impressive, if you ask me. So even our stars have structures. Stars are huge celestial bodies made mostly of hydrogen and helium, and they produce light and heat from the churning nuclear forges inside the cores. That's amazing. So the core is where all the nuclear fusion takes place to power a star. That is just so amazing. Now, there are 7 parts to a star formation: a giant gas cloud, which originates from large clouds of gases, a protostar. When the gas particles in molecular clouds run into each other, heat energy is produced. A Tautari phase, a main sequence, a red giant, the fusion of heavier elements, and a supernova, a planetary nebula. So everything in life, ladies and gentlemen, has a structure. You know, you even have a structure to how you learn. You have a structure to how you breathe. That's the last one I'm going to cover for tonight. So what is the structure of breathing? What is the structure, ladies and gentlemen, of breathing? What is it? Well, it's the respiratory system, the network of organs and tissues that help you breathe. Include your airways, the lungs, and the blood vessels. Muscles that power your lungs are also part of the respiratory system, and these parts work together to move oxygen throughout the body, clean out waste gases like carbon dioxide. So, which structure plays an important role? The diaphragm. That's just below the lungs, and it's the major muscle of the respiratory system, and it is a large dome-shaped muscle that contracts rhythmically and continually, and most of the time involuntarily. So upon inhalation, the diaphragm contracts and flattens, and the chest cavity enlarges. So upon inhalation, the diaphragm contracts, flattens. Pretty cool, right? So you might be asking me, John, what does contract mean? So means that it decreases in size. Okay. So as you contract, the diaphragm contracts and it gets smaller in size. But what I want to tell you is everything in life has a structure. There is a structure to even the way plants grow. There's so much in structure. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I am so grateful for you guys popping in here tonight. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel, and definitely comment below, tag your friends, colleagues, and associates, share this out with everyone you know on social media. Make the choice to visit my YouTube channel, John Space C Space MRLY Space Serial Entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase to help keep our content free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a cup of coffee. You know, we'll be so grateful for those pennies and dollars. We'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational, inspirational information to not only empower your life, but to fuel you to make positive changes that will not only bring you to your goals, that will give you such moments of awe that you did it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so grateful. Make the choice, click on that PayPal button, and make the choice, buy my team a cup of coffee, because we'll be so grateful for those pennies and dollars. As I said, we'll invest them in a technology, equipment, and people to get you even greater content. Definitely check me out now. I do have my own radio show live every Tuesday morning on New York, New Jersey, WTBQ and 1500 WGHT. That's Eastern Time. You can now watch Inspirations for Your Life Drive Time live radio in New York and New Jersey. And you know I'm in Chicago already. And pretty soon we're going to have a call-in number so you can be able to call in. It is so great to have you here tonight. And remember, appreciate that structure. Appreciate life. And you'll start to see how more of it will unfold to help you become an even better version of yourself. Have yourself a wonderful night, everyone. Take care and enjoy the structure of life.